Alright, y'all, it's your Westside Pole Blaster. And before I get into this review, for all you gun safety nuts out there, might be a few things in this video that you don't agree with, or what I say or state, or what you see. I'm somewhat of a professional, folks, so if you don't like what you see, just flip the channel. And guess what? I wouldn't care not one goddamn bit, because it's your loss on valuable information, not mine. So let's get into yet another year-end review of my M&P Shield 9. In 8 years and over 3 or 4 thousand, several thousand rounds later, it's still ticking. And up until this day, I haven't experienced not even one single malfunction, jam, failure to feed, or hiccup. It's ran flawlessly. Every 3 or 4 thousand rounds I fired have went off every time I pulled this trigger. So this gun is 99.999999% reliable, as the DNA test is accurate. And this isn't only the oldest gun I own. This was the first pistol I ever bought. I never didn't know anything about guns or ballistics or any of that stuff until I watched my first John Wick movie, actually, in about, what was that, 2015, when I bought this summer, 2015. I saw John Wick, and I said, you know what? Got to get me a 9mm. Got to. So ever since then, this gun has been glued to my hip like a Siamese twin, and I've bought several 9mm micro and subcompacts after this: a SIG P365, a Glock 43, a Taurus G2C, and none of them has been as reliable as my Shield. This gun fires any ammo, from the cheapest of the cheap target ammo to some of the best self-defense ammo. And as you can see here, folks, I have quite a bit of choices for self-defense ammo. Depending on the season, I have seasonal ammo. Depending on the season, I carry certain ammo. But this gun fires anything you put in it, something I can't say about my other guns, which I've experienced malfunction or jams with some type or another hollow point ammunition. Because in these small micro compacts, a lot of them are very picky about what they eat, the way the bullet's shaped at the front or the way it opens up. This Shield has a very wide diet. It eats anything you put in it, folks. And now let's get into some of the specs. First, what I really like the most about the Shield is its slide, because it uses heavy-duty recoil springs and guide rods, and it's a very, very stiff slide, with something a lot of people don't like. That's why they make an easy model that's easy to rack back for people with weak hands. But that slide actually helps with felt recoil and muzzle flip, because the more tension and the harder the slide is to rock back, that means that every shot, when it ejects a spent round, it won't kick the slide back nearly as fast or as hard, which means less felt recoil and less felt muzzle flip for more accurate, quicker follow-up shots. And like I said, folks, this slide is just as stiff as it was day one brand new out the box 8 years ago. It hasn't loosened up any, so that's just to go to the high quality products with this Smith & Wesson M&P Shield. This is the OG Shield 1.0. Very old gun here, folks. Like I said, it's still my favorite for concealed carry because of its just marvelous design. Now let's get into the next thing I want to say is the barrel. And I don't know if it's the barrel twist in Smith & Wesson, or if it's however they did it. They did the trick with this barrel, and for some reason, it's able to, when I send these bullets over the chronograph to get accurate bullet velocity, it's able to shoot faster than any other my other micro compacts. My P365 SIG has a 3-inch barrel, and my Glock 43 has a little bit longer 3.4-inch barrel. And oddly enough, my Shield shoots over the chronograph. Any bullet self-defense that I test, my Shield shoots the bullets out faster than my other micro compacts. And as you know, even if it's marginally faster, the faster you shoot a bullet, the more muzzle energy it has behind it. The more muzzle energy, the more stopping power. The more stopping power, the quicker you incapacitate a target. And that's another ballistic lesson. I test bullets. I'll get into that, y'all, later. But enough about that. Now let's get into the trigger. And the trigger with this Shield, it is one of those love-hate things. Either you love it or you hate it. Me personally, I love it. A lot of people, oh, I don't like the double two-hinge trigger, the safety mechanism. There's no way you can goof up grabbing the trigger if you just pull it with your finger and it goes off. If you put your finger where it needs to be, you just cannot goof that up. So either you love it or you hate it. I love it. The trigger pull, and don't quote me on this because it's been years ago since I lost a box with the specs on this gun, and the manuals, I've lost that many, many years ago. But it has a very good trigger pull. It's just right. It's not too light, but it's not too long either. And it has a very quick trigger reset. The perfect trigger reset, the perfect crisp trigger pull. I love this trigger. Now, another thing we're gonna get on is the magazines. which are very high quality steel magazines, which use very high quality springs on the inside. And folks, these magazines are the stock magazines that came with it 8 years ago, and for the most part, these stay fully loaded with the springs and pressed 365 days out of the year, and they're still kicking strong. I haven't had one issue with these magazines. And like I said, a lot of my newer guns, I've had issues with the magazines for keeping them loaded for too long. Not the case. And I shoot this shield at least 2 or 3 times a week. I go to the target range to perform a ballistic test. So for the most part, these magazines stay full. Even if I use the ammo out, I quickly reload it. So for the most part, 99.9% of this lifetime, these magazines stay full and they still have performed flawlessly. And as you can see here, these are the magazines that came with it, the 8-round magazines. The best thing possible for the shield, I think, is the magazines, because these things, easy mag release. You hit them, they release, they feed easy. That's one thing I like about the steel magazines too. Now I'm gonna get into the grip angle of the gun. I'll show you here, because this thing just fits in your hand perfectly like a glove. All right, y'all, and I'm gonna put this magazine in real quick. The gun's empty, by the way. And like I said, I pretty much what I'm doing. So if you don't want to see this, once again, turn the channel, and I wouldn't care not one goddamn bit. Go ahead, boy. Turn. I dare you. All right. With the magazine in, as you can see, this thing is the perfect size. And it is, you get a full grip to hold on to, but it's small single type design. You can still easily conceal this in your pocket for pocket carry or in a good holster, which I always recommend. But sometimes I like to go pocket carry, which I wouldn't suggest if you're going to carry one in the head. But sometimes, hey, well, y'all do it. And in the summertime, in the dead heat, when it gets 100 degrees out here in North Carolina, I can put this thing in some basketball shorts with a small tank top on, and it'll go completely unnoticed and won't make a print. And the grip angle of the handle is just perfect. It fits in your hand like a glove. Once again, easy sight pickup. When you raise the gun up for the angle, you instantly pick up the 2 white dot sights at the back and put that front down in front of it. I mean, see, you just easily pick up the sight radius. Something that a lot of micro compacts you can't do really quick because of the short barrel. So I really like that part, that you can just easily do a quick sight pickup. And once again, folks, gonna take that out. Hold on for a second. All right, as you can see, gun's completely loaded, and I love just how marvelously thin this thing is. It's less than an inch. It's about 0.9, don't quote me here, it's like a 0.95, 0.89 inch wide, 0.9, 0.5, whatever. Marvelously thin. You get the point, folks. Whatever, you get the point. Now, those are all the best features about the shield that I went over.